Namaskar. Welcome to my series Vyakti आणि Mulakati. Today's guest for our session is Mr. Sharad Karve. Mr. Sharad
Hi.
Karve is an software engineer by his profession. Welcome, sir. Today's topic for our session is science and spirituality. Om is equal to mc square. Now let's begin to the questions. Of course, answers by Mr. Sharad Karve. So my very first question to you is, what according to you, Om is equal to mc square equation?
Okay. Hi, Gayatri. Thanks for having me. I think we are starting in a very abstract manner. Yeah, spirituality and the science, modern science, quantum science. Definitely, they are getting converging into somewhere. Otherwise, they were not meeting. But to be frank, Om is equal to mc square is some kind of an afterthought, I will say. It is not. It is not that Om is equal to mc square has any real meaning, but people have started seeing some similarities into it. So the shape of Om, it might have occurred to him that the shape of Om, if you look at it, it has an inverse E. I'm just drawing it here in my with my gestures. So
Yes.
inverse E, or the number 3, English number 3, if you invert it, that is E. And the same thing, if you look sideways, it becomes M. And the curve that you have is like a C, if you look from a different angle. And this little half moon that you see, that is a square. So E is equal to mc square. You can see it in Om is what it tries to convey. But more than that, we have in spirituality, we call Ekakshara Brahma. So definitely Om is that Ekakshara, and Brahma, or the the ultimate truth, that is conveyed by some kind of an energy. And to that extent, E is equal to mc square, or the energy part that we mentioned in Newton's equation. It makes sense. But otherwise, Om is equal to mc square is just some kind of good way to remember, but they don't have any connection. That's my thought.
Wow, such a nice answer. My next question is, express your views on the title, The Advaita of Science and Spirituality.
Yeah, again, this is a tough one. Advaita and science, if you look at,
because Advaita of science and spirituality.
Yeah, so Advaita, for beginners or those who are not initiated or not much conversant with Sanskrit, yes. Advaita is a Sanskrit word which says it is not Dvaita, it is not two, it is just one.
Yes.
It says it's just one. When you talk about anything, there are generally two things: an observer and the thing being observed, or anything. There is this duality in this world. So similarly, in science also, when we talk about things, there is an observer and the object which is being observed. So yes. that's a Dvaita part. And even in spirituality, we have many theories where we say the human being, the creation is separate and the creator is separate. Yes. So that's the Dvaita part. And then until all our Upanishads and a lot of our old scriptures have very clearly have given the interpretation of Advaita, or it is Tattvamasi. There are many interpretation of that. But I think until Acharya Shankaracharya, the Jagat Guru, the first Jagat Guru we call, Shankaracharya really illustrated it. He illustrated it in a very nice manner and say, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya, or there are different.
That's our next question.
Oh, that's good. So he mentioned that that's the Advaita. And now yes. Coming to science, I don't find an equivalent there, because science, it's very clear. You have the things are proven by observations, by mathematical induction in a way. So you need to have a very documented way of deducing things. And that's what I'm talking about is classical science. Right? In classical science, or the Newtonian science. In the Newtonian science, you have a very set of rules where you will be able to observe things. And it started with materials. So you have a matter, and the matter has its own time and space and all these dimensional properties. So until quantum science or quantum mechanics came into the horizon, I wouldn't say science and the
Spirituality.
spirituality had any things to cross. It was, they were not crossing each other. But I
Yeah.
think the advent of quantum science, we can say there are a lot of similarities. Quantum science does look the way our ancient, again, it's science for that matter. To with is to know in Sanskrit. With is to know, and based on this dhatu, with, the word Veda has come. So Veda is, if you look at it, is to know. And again, what is science? SCI, psi, is a Greek or Latin word. I don't remember what exactly, but it's a word which denotes to know. So SCI, psi means to know. So what is science? Science is to know. So
Yes. Okay.
Veda also means the same thing, to know. Science also means the same thing, it is to know. So to that extent, Veda and science are same. But the way it's interpreted and the origin of these two sciences, I would say, or these are different. That's the reason they didn't cross the line till these cultures started mingling and having discussions, debates. So Veda and your question, Advaita and science. So they were
Advaita of science
the
and
Advaita of science. Let's say
spirituality.
it can be better explained once we get quantum mechanics into the picture. So maybe we can explain that. If you have questions on that, we can talk. Otherwise,
Yes.
I would say the closest science can come to spirituality is through quantum mechanics.
Okay.
That is the Advaita of science, I can say.
Okay. Wow. Next question is, spirituality is becoming a science. Is it? And if yes, then how? What are your views about it?
Again, spirituality, is it really becoming science or vice versa? Is science becoming more spiritual? What exactly do you want to ask? Is it spirituality
Science,
becoming science, or
spirituality is becoming a new science.
spirituality is becoming a new science?
What
Definitely,
are
yes.
your views?
But there is a contradiction in that. If you look at the definition of spirituality, because
Okay.
what is science? Science, in the classical
Mhm.
definition, what we know is
Yes.
study of matter. Right,
Yes.
in one or the other way, it is study of matter. Then there could be different interpretation. There is study of life, is biology. Study of the mechanism of how matter interact is chemistry,
Works.
right? And actual the properties of matter is physics and all that. But matter, study of matter is science, the classical science that we know.
Yes.
And what is spirit? Spirit is that which is not matter,
Okay.
right? So
Yes.
what is
Yes.
spirit?
Right.
Spirit is something which is not matter. So when you say spirituality, that means you are not talking about matter at all. You are not talking matter.
Okay.
So to that extent, science and spirituality, they were completely different dimensions. But again, you mentioned about the first thing, is equal to mc square, or when
Yes.
we started talking a matter in terms of energy, because till recently or even now, I think we say there's conservation of law of conservation of mass, right? If you
Yes.
go by law of conservation of mass, that means a mass cannot be destroyed. It can be
Cannot
converted
be
into
created.
other masses. But with general theory of relativity and special theory of relativity, what came out, and Newton's other equations, it came out that mass can be converted to energy. They are interchangeable, mass and energy.
Yes.
Right? So spirituality is pure energy. We don't
Okay.
talk about matter and mass. And science, classical science, is all matter. Right?
Okay.
So the science of has science becomes spirituality. Either way, I think they are converging, like I said in the beginning. So
Yes.
yes, definitely going forward, there are some questions which can't be answered by science, and that's where spirituality kicks in. That's where you can take the help of spirituality and try to answer them. Not that spirituality you will get answer exactly the way you want it, because
Okay.
there's a classic um, the thing that we talk about, right, in
Yes.
classical science that cannot be explained, but you have another long back, I would say, I think it is Erwin Schroden. You have heard the scientist's name, Erwin Schrödinger. Yeah, so
Schrodinger, yes.
yeah, so Erwin Schrödinger's equations, for that matter, or even the cat experiment that he did.
Yes.
The cat experiment, it's a thought experiment, and the Schrodinger's cat is what I think that's when you can talk about the spirituality part, because Schrodinger's cat talks about if you open a chamber and observe a cat, the cat can be dead and alive at the same time,
Yes.
right? That's possible.
Right.
That can be explained very well in science. And that's
Okay.
when I think you said you have a question later, but Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. So when you talk about something, you get to share that there is a,
I'm coming to that question only
yeah, so
now.
you have a false or transient or something which is not true part, and something which is a truth. So that can be very well explained in spirituality, which science is very struggling. So somewhere the science is reaching its limits, and that's when spirituality starts with that axiom.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, my next question is same. Adya Shankaracharya wrote an Sanskrit line that is Shlokardhena pravakshami yaduktam grantha kotivi brahmasatya jagan mithya jivo brahma na paraha. Please express your views on it.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. So this is a very good shloka by Adi Shankaracharya to simplify it, or he said it Shlokardhena Pravakshami. So just with just one line, one
One shlok.
statement,
Yes,
let me
one
try to
line.
explain you, because
Yes.
there is this confusion. Who is the creator? What is the creation? What is true? Is the creator true? Is the creation true? If the creation is true, then where is the creator coming into picture? And these are all these confusions, right? And there are
Yes.
different branches. There is a naturist branch who says this is all nature, and
Yes.
our spirituality, the ancient spirituality, is not just Hinduism, I would say, because Hinduism is again a term coined much later, but the ancient spirituality that we are much familiar in the Indian subcontinent, it it says there is one thing, you call it whatever, by whatever name, ekam sadvipraha bahudha vadanti, bahuvir vadanti, indra
Okay.
yamam matarishvanavaho. So there are different names, but there is a creator. You want to call it nature, fine, but and that is called in our Upanishads, in Vedas, in our scriptures, it is called Brahma. So Brahma
Okay.
is something which we say is the creator, is the creation. uh, uh,
Nature.
in Purusha Sukta it is said Sahasra Shirsha Purusha Sahasraksha Sahasrapata Sabhumim Vishwato Vrutva Atyatishthad Dashangulam. So it has occupied the entire universe and it is still remaining Dashangulam. So 10 fingers equivalent it is remaining. And then
Okay.
our Kirtankars and others, they say those the Dashangulam, those 10 fingers are this. When you do Namaskar, that's where
Yes.
that 10
The
fingers
whole
are
power.
remaining.
Yes.
Yeah, so that is Brahma. Brahma is something which is, what is Satya, first of all? Because
Oh,
we'll have to look at what is Satya, what is truth. What we know is what is consistent, or what you can observe and say it is true, that is Satyam. So
yes.
here, Satyam has a time limit. Whatever else we talk about Satyam has a time limit. So for example, when I say I am talking to Gayatri, it is Satyam, it is truth?
Hmm.
Absolutely yes. So as long
Yes.
as we are talking, but the moment we stop this call, we go back to our other work, I go to dinner, you go to dinner, at that time, this statement becomes false. So this
Yes.
statement,
Right.
so any other truths in the world, they have a time limit or a space limit. So
Correct.
it is Satyam. I'm saying it is hot. So it is Satyam to me. It is truth, but it might be limited to this space. This space may be, if you
Yes.
are sitting, suppose in Switzerland or some other country, or you are sitting in
That may be
AC,
true.
AC, or my AC is switched on. Probably it's hot is not true. So all other Satyam or other truths have a limit of time or space. So they are true within that constraints.
Correct.
So to that extent, again, this Jagan Mithya, what Shankaracharya says, this
Yes,
Jagan is Mithya, Jagat is Mithya because it has those limits. It is bound by those limits. So it is Satya, it is true to that extent. But at some point in the beginning of creation, what we say, or after all the world ends, right? At that time, there is no Jagat. But still that Brahma is going to exist. That's the meaning of it. But of
Okay.
course, Atmanaiva, so it is the
Jivo Brahmana Param.
Jiva Brahmana Param.
Brahmana Param.
So they are one and the same. That's what it says.
Okay.
And there are so many examples in Upanishads, in Manduk Upanishad, in everywhere it is given. And the best classic example, you might have heard it, many people have given this example again and again, is see, if you are wearing a golden ring, if you are wearing a gold chain or a gold ring or earring or
Ring.
anything. So when we say,
Jeweler.
so these are all different shapes. So those shapes may change. The jeweler might take it and he converts it into something else. So
Yes.
if I say this is a ring, this ring tomorrow it might change its shape. But if I say this is gold, it is going to remain gold.
It doesn't change. Yes.
It doesn't change. So that's what the example has been given. So this is what the Brahman is about. Brahman is there everywhere. It's underlying. It's covering everything. That's Brahman, and this and that's why Shankaracharya's second line it says they are not different. They are one and the same. Jagan, although it is mithya, but it is a shade of it, but it is one and the same.
Yes. Wow.
Does that answer the question?
Answer.
Okay.
What?
Does that answer the question?
Yes, truly. Okay. So next question is, there is a saying in Marathi that jithe Vijnan samta, tithe Adhyatma suru hota. Do you agree? And if yes, then elaborate the line.
Again, I think we discussed it in the previous
questions. I think.
Jitha Vijnan samta, because
tithe Adhyatma suru hota.
Oh, Karan, if we start looking at, if we bind Vijnana with the boundaries of matter, because that's how we studied in our sciences, and quantum was, although it was there from 1930s or even before, but quantum science was not taught in schools, and I don't think it is taught so aggressively or so intensely in even now these days. So what happens is, to that extent, we have been brought up on Newton's laws, we have been brought up on Faraday's laws, and to that extent, Faraday's laws are much relevant to the spirituality because it talks about fields and waves, which is not purely matter. These are energy clouds, right? But otherwise, a lot of science talks only about matter, so it has a lot of unanswered questions, which you can't answer by pure classical science. To that extent, tithe Vijnan samte, tithe Adhyatma suru hote, the right thing. But again, going back to your other question, is there an Advaita of science and spirituality?
Advaita of science and spirituality.
Yeah, Advaita. So if we go to that level where science is saying, okay, there is no boundary, or I can understand, I can explain up to here with science, and beyond this I will take spirituality, but it is not a different thing. It is part of science. If we broaden our boundaries to that level, then this will not hold good. That जिथे विज्ञान संपते तिथे अध्यात्म सुरू होते. सो विज्ञान आणि अध्यात्म हातात हात घालून एकत्र प्रवास करू शकतात.
Absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Okay. So next question is, Jnanadan is a true spirituality. What would you say about this?
See, Jnanadan is true spirituality. Absolutely. I mean, what is spirituality? It is.
No, what would you say about this?
Yeah, so let's try to define what is spirituality.
Okay.
Okay, again, I'll give my version and you feel free to pitch in and tell what you feel about spirituality. But spirituality, how I have understood that is, there is one truth. There is one truth of that runs this entire world. That is Brahman, we call, or it might be called with different names in different societies, different localities, and everywhere. But there is one version, one version of truth, that is Brahman. So
Yes.
to be in coherence with that, to really follow the path of that Brahman is spirituality, right? And
Yes.
with that you go away from lot of the other mithya things. What is mithya? If you are pursuing something which is known to be perishable, transient, which is not going to stay longer,
Yes.
that is not spirituality, right? And to that extent, what is Jnanadan? Jnanadan is you are talking about the ultimate truth, right? Or
Yes.
you are pursuing, you are trying to find out, know more about it. Right? Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, or there are a lot of things. So what
Yes,
does
I
light
heard it.
signify? So light signifies knowledge or understanding, right? So that's
Correct.
where, and if you are enlightening yourself and you are trying to enlighten others by giving the knowledge that you have, the true knowledge that you have, right? With the pure intent of enlightening the other soul, then that is definitely a path to spirituality. There are different ways. There are in our bhakti culture, there are Navavidha Bhakti in Srimad Bhagavata, and
Okay.
all our Santa Mahatme, they have advocated that there are different ways, Navavidha Bhakti and others, but Jnanadan is definitely one way of spirituality. And going beyond that, doing your karma is spirituality, right? Like
Yes, correct.
Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana is what Bhagavan Sri Krishna says in Gita. So doing your karma itself is spirituality, but in that this Jnanadan has an additional importance. Like you might have heard, there are Shat Karmas mentioned in our spirituality. So what are
Yes.
the Shat Karmas? You have Adhyayana, Adhyapana.
Hmm. Correct.
Then Adhyayana, Adhyapana. You have Yajana, Yajana. You have, I'll explain that if you want. And there is Dana and Pratigraha. So
Okay.
these are different things. So if you want to learn something, you need some kind of adhikara. But if you want to
Yes.
teach something, you need slightly higher privileges than just learning. Privilege in terms of your knowledge. It's not
Of
in terms
course.
of your birth or you are somebody's son or somebody's daughter, or not none of those other attributes. But purely, you need to have those additional attributes by your own tapasya. So then you can do adhyapana. Similarly, yajana, you can do yajna, but
Oh, yes.
with less of a knowledge is enough. But if you want to get somebody do yajna, you want to be the advaryu, you need to have the additional knowledge. So these are called shat karmas. Similarly, dana and pratigraha, you want to give something, that's fine. Anybody can give dana. But if you want to take somebody's dana, pratigraha, then you need to have that additional capacity to digest it.
To have it, yes.
Yeah. So in that Shat Karma also, Adhyapana is mentioned as an additional thing where you need a higher power to do it. So if you are giving Jnana Dana, that means you have already reached that, you have done the Adhyayana. If you are doing Adhyapana, that means you have completed the stage. You have got some mastery into it. You have become an Acharya. And then you are giving that Jnana, then that's definitely a path to spirituality.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow. Next question is in Haripat, it is mentioned that Anantakoti Brahmanda Nayaka. Do you think science also proves this line in quantum mechanics?
Okay, so you want to give your thought in this, Gayatri, before I do it?
No.
What you have understood, or give me your thought on this, or what do you think, or what do you
I
interpret?
think
How do you interpret?
I think science has proven this. Anantakoti means there are many universe.
Correct. So exactly. So quantum mechanics has tried to prove that. So first of all, Ananta Koti, let's look at it. At least
Yes.
how I have understood it from my teachers or the discussions I had with my elders. Koti is not necessarily a numeric number. It is not Shambhar lakh, 100 lakhs.
It is
1
infinite.
crore. A Koti is types in other way.
Yes. Okay.
So Ananta Koti means Ananta is infinite. Koti
Infinite.
is
Okay.
types. So you have different types of world, right? And
Yes.
that is
Correct.
the multi-world theory, right? So you have something called, you have this, I think, uh, what do you call that? Multi-world, right?
Yes, multi-world. Yes, Anantakoti Brahmanda Nayaka.
Yeah. No, so you have this theory of MWI, it is called, right? Many world interpretation. So you have
Okay.
heard that, right? MWI.
Yes, MWI.
So many world interpretation has come from the same two world interpretation, or the cat, Schrodinger's cat theory. So
Yes.
when we say we have the cat can simultaneously be dead or alive, or it can be simultaneously awake and asleep. How do you do that? Or it is by a mechanism called entanglement.
Yes.
That's how it is called. So it is entangled because the moment I open something, I become an observer. I'm entangled with that object, and my depending on my entanglement, it becomes a world of its own. And in fact, so far we are talking about only two things: an observer and an object being observed. But
Yes.
also there's a third dimension to it, that's called environment.
Okay.
Whatever is not either the observer or the object, all the remaining
And
things are environment.
yes.
So first of all, an object and the observer both becomes entangled with the environment itself, and then the observer comes into picture. So this is called entanglement in quantum mechanics. What is the equivalent of that in spirituality? We call it moha pasha or maya pasha.
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
So what is maya? Maya is it is it is a shadow of Brahman. So
Hmm.
Brahman is not visible, but Maya is the way through which we see this world. That's the Maya. Ya
Yes.
ma,
Correct.
what that doesn't exist. Ya ma is no, doesn't exist. Ya ma sa Maya. So that is Maya, and that's exactly the entanglement we are talking about. Because there is entanglement, there are different interpretations. So for example, now I will see this, we have this call going on in Zoom, then I go back, I have a different picture of all the conversation that we had. You might have a different conversation altogether, and then
Yes.
somebody else who's observing this, he might have his own interpretation, right? All the interpretation is right here. There is no
Yes.
world existing somewhere else at all. It's all in our brain, in our head, in our
Yes.
thoughts.
It's true.
Yeah. And that's why this multi-world concept comes into picture, because there are multiple worlds, many world interpretation, MWI, this theory comes into picture because Vyakti Titkya Prakriti in Marathi we call, right? Vyakti
Yes.
Titkya
Right.
Prakriti. So similarly, there are as many individuals, that many worlds are existing. They have their own worlds, right? And all these worlds, whether it is my world, your world, or anybody else's world, or all those ananta, and these are really infinite. So ananta koti, but there is
Brahmanda.
one version of truth. That's what we call Brahma, and that ananta koti, that's why we call him ananta koti Brahmanda Nayaka, and that's why I think Mauli has used that word very aptly. He's all those different interpretations, but finally who controls it, or who we call controls, but otherwise it's a theory of nature people call, and that's what is that Ananda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka. But
Yes.
to answer your question, yes, there are different worlds, because and it is again going back to quantum, it can be proven there are multiple worlds, there are many worlds. And similarly in our spirituality also, we say if you are going by Maya, if you are entangled with Maya, if you have the Maya pasha or Moha pasha, definitely you have that many worlds. So these are your
Yes. So
Ananta
it
Koti.
is proven in quantum mechanics, according to.
Yes, first of all, quantum mechanics is not proven. It's a journey. It's still going on. But there is one theory,
No, no.
multi-world
This
theory.
line is proven. I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, you have equivalent in quantum mechanics. What has been there in spirituality for millions of years, if not million, at least thousands of years, that is there again, which is coming up as a truth through through science, the quantum science.
Okay. So at last, what message did you want to give to the youngsters about science and spirituality?
I think I'm too small to give a message, but so far for what I have learned or what I have understood, I can tell you one thing. these are all continuous journey, whether it is spiritual or science, and try to be away from dogmas. So don't say this is the truth. So we are all to that extent in our Indian heritage, in the Aryan culture, Bharatiya culture. What we say,
Yes.
we are all seekers. We never say we are bhaktas also. Bhakta is again a way of
Correct.
seeking. We seek. So what is seeking? That means you are trying to find answers to questions. You are seeking answer. That's what we have to continue. Whether it is science, even science doesn't say this is finite. This is done and dusted, and there is nothing else to be done. And if that was the case, there wouldn't have been any research. Every branch of science, there is ongoing research. That
Yes.
means that it is not finite. It is not done and dusted. Same with spirituality. More important thing is having your own experience. Have an experiential learning. It is not
Okay.
just, okay, somebody says there is God existing, somebody says there is Newton's law. Until it is proven wrong, go by it. Take it as your starting point. So never distrust, or don't ask silly questions. Okay, prove me this. Prove me 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. There are
Yes.
some things that you can't do. That's why there's Grihita Prameya.
It's
So
not true.
yeah, you will have to say, okay, my predecessors have done this up to here, whether it is spiritual dimension or science dimension. Take what has been fed to you as the datum, as the given, and then try to have your own experiential learning. Do your own experiments, do your own
Yes.
thinking,
Correct.
expand your horizon, and try to learn and seek new things. And that's a continuous journey, continuous process. There is no end to it. So don't stop your learning, or don't just say this is a dogma. किसी ने कहा है, this is true. Somebody has said that, and that's why I'm believing. You have to try to uh, find your own answers to the questions, or find your own versions of the answers, if not the new
Yes.
answers at all.
Yes. Correctly said. Thank you so much. We are blessed that we got an golden opportunity to have conversation with you about science and spirituality. Apart from your busy schedule, you have given us precious time by joining the session. Vyakti आणि Mulakati. Thank you so much for your
Thank
answer.
you. My pleasure. Thank you.